Aid experts say it's a crisis in the making. Drought and civil unrest are making food increasingly scarce in parts of Africa. It's particularly acute in Niger. The aid group Mercy Corps says 5.5 million people there, that's more than a third of the population, are experiencing food shortages. Drought and crop failure are not the factors at work. Because of growing unrest in neighboring Mali, refugees are moving into makeshift camps in Niger, increasing the pressure on resources. The situation's raising alarm among aid agencies and at the UN, which has sent a delegation to Niger to assess the need. The UN says aid agencies are calling for $725 million in aid. Donors have so far provided $135 million. We want to give you a first-hand account of what's going on there. Cassandra Nelson is a spokeswoman for Mercy Corps, and she's on the phone. She joins us now from Silingue in Niger, which is about 50 kilometers from the Mali border camps. Thank you so much for being with us. Tell us first, what have you been seeing? Just describe the situation.
Well, the general situation in Niger, and particularly in the region where I am in Silingue and Wolan, which is all part of the worst hit areas by the drought and the food crisis. What I'm seeing and hearing from all of the people that I'm talking to here is simply that their food has run out. They had a terrible harvest late last year. Most families got almost nothing from their harvest, maybe 1 month's worth of millet. And that food has run out completely. And now people are really relying on simply begging, aid that comes in, and other forms of ways that they can get food. But they really are now at a point where they're skipping meals. I talk to people that go 36 hours without even taking a meal. And the children are really the most vulnerable in this crisis. Mercy Corps runs a nutritional screening center, and in the time I've been working here, have just seen many, many cases of severely and acute malnourished children that we are referring on for assistance.
Tell us a little bit more about the stories of individual refugees that you've spoken to and what has really stood out to you.
Yeah, well, the refugee crisis is simply compounding the crisis that's going on in Niger right now. There's about 18,000, maybe 20,000 refugees come across the border into this region, which again is the hardest hit region with the food crisis. So, they've come in, and they have come in with nothing. I was just speaking with a family that came here last week, and they said that they literally left everything. There was gunfire and constant shooting in their village, and that they just felt it was completely unsafe. So a family with 4 children, made their way into Niger for safety, and have really had to rely on humanitarian assistance and just kind Niger neighbors and people that are in the community that are giving them food. And again, this is just, compounding the crisis, because the people that are giving them the food in most cases don't have enough to feed their own families.